Very good morning. With the blessings of our Honorable Chairman, Lion Dr. K.S. Rangaswamy, respected Secretary Sri R. Srinivasan, our beloved Principal Dr. V. Radhakrishnan, and on behalf of Department of Mathematics, I feel it is my great honor to welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. P. Mariyappan, Head Department of Mathematics and Actuarial Science, Bishopur College, Trichy. And I also feel it is my great pleasure to welcome the HODs, assistant professor, research scholar, students from various colleges, and my dear colleagues. First off, I am taking this opportunity to thank our chief guest, Dr. P. Mariyappan sir, for accepting our invitation and being here today to take part in this webinar as a resource person. Secondly, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to all of you for taking a strong interest in this webinar and for having taken the time to attend today. Here, I want to say a few words about this webinar. The main objective of this webinar is to motivate everyone who intend to use statistics for their business and research purpose. The applications of statistics are widespread in many areas. Worldwide, millions of business executives, researchers, and data scientists use statistics to solve their most challenging problems in the fields ranging from computational biology to quantitative marketing. Thus, statistics is an essential tool for finance and analytic-driven companies such as Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It is used by market researchers, health researchers, survey companies, government education researchers, marketing organization, and others. That is why we have arranged this webinar here today, and we have chosen a right person, Professor P. Mariyappan, as a resource person for this webinar. And this webinar will help you to know what is statistics and how to use statistics as a business tool. After completing this webinar, you can get an idea to use statistics as a business tool at your fingertips. And I hope that all of you will utilize this opportunity to build your knowledge regarding statistics for business. Finally, I want to thank everyone who have put their effort to stand behind this webinar and is ready to be held today. Therefore, I want to thank everyone here now. And once again, on behalf of Department of Mathematics and the KSR CAS, I welcome you all most warmly to KSR CAS and this webinar. Thank you for your attention. Now, I call upon Ms. Devistri to say a few words about our today's chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to one and all present here. I feel it is my great honor to introduce to our today's chief guest, Dr. P. Mariyappan sir. He has completed PhD in mathematics and also completed a PhD in management. He is working as an head and associate professor of Department of Mathematics and Actuarial Science, Bishop Keeper College, Trichy. He has published more than 100 research articles in many international journals. He has published 46 books and 134 research papers. Also, he has given 15 keynote address in international and national conference. Two doctoral students completed their doctoral degree under his guidance in the field of mathematics and management. He is a member of the editorial board of many international journals, and also he acts as a expert member in the panel of faculty selection committee of various educational institutions. He has reviewed articles for many leading national and international journals. He has published 65 international journals and 17 national journals. He has visited around 9 countries during his academic career. He has received 4 awards for his research work and 16 awards for his academic work. Once again, we welcome our chief guest, Dr. P. Mariyappan sir, and all other participants to this webinar. I request Mariyappan sir to take over this session.
Here, we are going to play a small introduction video about our today's chief guest. Please have a look at this. Sound by. Now I request our chief guest to take over the session. Thank you, sir. Sir? Sir, you can start the session, sir.
Screen close பண்ணுங்க presentation screen.
Screen close பண்ணு, sir.
Good morning to one and all gathered here in this webinar on business statistics. First of all, I'd like to thank the chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and principal of KS Rangaswamy College of Arts and Science, Tiruchenkodu. As well as I'd like to thank the organizer, Professor D. Rajendra Kumar, Head Mathematics, KS Rangaswamy College of Arts and Science, Tiruchenkodu, for giving me a wonderful opportunity to present the concept related to statistics and its applications. Also, I welcome and thank the student friends and colleagues of various departments of my college and neighboring colleges, as well as K.S. Rangasamy College of Arts and Science, for spending your valuable time to get into this online program. The word statistics of business climbs a lot. We have so many things in statistics. You can see the figure eyes here, which means that for business, statistics plays a role of eyes. Like that, what we have eyes as a human being to visualize everything. Without statistics, it is not that much easy for the business people to take any sort of a decision, whether it is a small scale or a large scale or a medium scale organization. Statistics is taken from the Greek word statistic. That's the basic. We have so many definitions for this particular subject, statistics, given by various authors. According to Bowley, the great statistician, statistics may be called the science of counting. As per Boddington, statistics is a science of estimates and probabilities. You should take care of the word estimates. Spiegel states that it is concerned with scientific methods of collecting, organizing, summarizing, presenting, then analyzing data, as well as drawing valid conclusions and making a reasonable decision on the basis of such analysis. Likewise, we have umpteen number of definitions given for the term statistics. Every expert has their own explanation about the particular term statistics. It is classified into broadly two varieties. One is called descriptive, other one is called inferential. So descriptive statistics defined as a set of methods involving the collection, presentation, characterization, and summarization of set of data by means of numerical descriptions. This is what normally we are doing for a given set of data of any nature. We evaluate mean, median, mode, etc. All sort of statistical parameters, and based on which that we are going to make a decision. That is called a descriptive. When you say inferential, it can be defined as a set of methods that allow estimation or testing of characteristics of attributes of a population or making of a judgment or a decision concerning a population based only upon a sample results. One simple example for inferential, as Mr. Rajendra Kumar stated, that we have many applications in industrial areas. And everyone knows the meaning for the sample as well as the population. Whenever, if you want to make any kind of a study analysis, suppose we have a population parameters. For example, the latest problem that what we are facing, people affected, the average people affected in different countries due to corona. And when you given the sample parameters, mean, median, mode, likewise, based on such a sample data, it is possible for us to evaluate what will be the overall mean, the overall standard deviation, or overall parameters of the population, called as a inferential statistics. That's the case. When you know the sample information, it is possible for us to estimate the population parameters likewise. We have many applications in business. Methods are used in collection, analysis, and interpretation of quantitative data. A stress upon quantitative data. For qualitative, must be converted into quantitative using some approximation, and we can proceed further. So various applications here we have for locating a new plant, to formulate a sales program, to expand the existing plants, to add new products, to have a new policy, etc. So whatever will be the decision, before proceeding, I want to include one particular point. Statistics is eye-opener. Whenever, if you want to make any sort of decision, if it is not possible for us to know all the information related to a particular decision-making situation, we require the help of statistics. For example, let us have in this case, new products. Every company having its own way to proceed. So if a company starts after 5 years, the company would like to move on to enlarge their areas, either going for modifying the existing product or going for introducing a new product likewise. Usually, a company cannot withstand based on a single product for a long time period. Suppose let us consider a situation. A company is very much interested to launch a new product. Say, for example, the investment requires 1 crore. The company has all details. The formulas for manufacturing, the raw material collection, and the proceedings, etc., etc. The company knows everything. Because every company is going to have research and development section for any industry. The R&D is going to work on continuously for various cases. My question is, with a huge investment, can the company decide on its own? The company X is interested to go in for introducing a new product. The question posed is, can the company make a decision on its own? Because everything is available. Production formula is available. Raw material is available. Investment money is available. Question is, can the company launch a product immediately on its own? Now we know the current trend. Everything is centered around customer-based business. In that case, without consulting the customer end, the outcome is going to be a very biggest question mark. So only 2 options is in front of the company. Can I go or I have to do any further? So the probability of introducing new product for a company to get success is 50%, 0.5. Because a company introduces a new product, the product may have a success. The people may accept or the people may not accept. So 2 chances. So the chance for success is 0.5. Or otherwise, based on the management jargon, we can say the risk of getting success is 0.5. The company has to face a risk 50%. If at all the product is accepted by the consumer, it's okay. Suppose the consumer start neglecting the investment, a large investment becomes a huge question mark. So what the company should do normally? Whenever a company is going to invest in the previous role and age group, the company can do on their own automatically, no problem. There is no need to look for any other parameters. But currently, the company cannot do like this. So the company should work on what I have to decide for introduction of this product. In such a situation, like what we have eyes for us to see the entire world, the company utilizes statistical tools as their eyes. What normally a company should do? People talk about a population, people talk about a sample. And if it is not possible for us to ascertain the population and the sample, what the company looks for, the things will be totally different. Say, for example, the company very much interested a new sort of a product. For example, a special kind of a perfume, only for teenagers. Mind it, only for teenagers. In that case, the population should be considered only members of a teenage group, and the sample should contain with members of a teenage group. This is the initial case. If anything done wrongly, the decision will be given in a different fashion. Okay, the company is very much interested to going for introducing this product in Tamil Nadu, for example. Selection of the populations, it's okay. All the teenagers of the entire Tamil Nadu. It's okay, good, nice. Only teenagers. And a sample, which means that Tamil Nadu contains various districts, and the sample members should be taken from all over Tamil Nadu. I cannot make a decision by considering sample only from which district to represent the entire Tamil Nadu. So here we should have a very clear vision. So fix the target audience and fix the different kind of a subcases available in Tamil Nadu, the total number of districts, and fix the population size, and fix the size to be selected from each district. And when you say district, should be considered the heart of the city, the neighboring, and the distant. Almost, we should have a sample from almost areas of Tamil Nadu. Otherwise, the results won't be fruitful. So, selection of a sample population as well as sample plays a vital role for making any sort of a decision. Then after that, what the statistician is going to do? They have to create a questionnaire. The main aim is whether we can go in for introducing the product based on the acceptance of the customer. The main target question is going to be, will you accept this product? The answer, what is expected is what? Yes, we will accept, or no. Suppose we say, for example, for this study, 5,000 sample members are going to be considered throughout Tamil Nadu, for example. 10,000 or 15,000, that we have to fix. Usually, the statistical parameters communicates minimum 5 to 10% of the population must be studied. Otherwise, the results won't be represented. What the analysis says that we consider a sample, we study the sample, and we try to conclude based on the sample data. And we are going to say the information what we received from the sample is the representation of the entire population. In that case, minimum 5 to 10% of the sample must be studied for fruitful results. Okay, the question should contain the first portion. For the first part is what? About the product. What is the product? What are the ingredients? What is the cost? What is the size? What is the style? And what kind of a different flavor the company is going to give? Likewise, the entire product, the price, and the comparative price. Likewise. Nextly, socio-economical data of the respondents. Finally, the decision regarding will you accept whenever this product is in the market, will be available in the market. Answer is yes or no. If it says there is no problem for us, if it is no, try to bifurcate. If no means you are rejecting according to the flavor, a rejection based on cost, or rejection based on size, likewise. So the population is ready, the sample is ready, the question is ready, and try to start collecting data. After data collection, you try to make use of analysis using statistical tools. And if the outcome says 80% of the population, 80% of the sample accepting our product, means we assume 80% of the Tamil Nadu people, Tamil Nadu teenagers are accepting my product. If so, the risk factor 0.5 is reduces to 0.2 because 80% are accepting. Previously, acceptance, not acceptance, 0.5 each. Risk is 0.5, 50%. Now the risk is reduced to 20%. So the company can take a risk and get into manufacturing and going for test marketing and other cases. As usual, the process. Suppose the outcome comes like only 40% people are accepting, which means that the company should wait for some more time. If it is 40% only accepted, the company should go through the data. If not accepting, and we have given various cases. Say, for example, I can take one thing, cost. Say, for example, 40% of the sample says that the cost is too high, which means that the company can call back their R&D people and they can sit along together and try to finalize, will there be any possibility of reduction in price? Usually, in a sales program like this, the company initially will try to forego their profit. Say, for example, the profit, what the company is having 30%, means the company think of, will make it as 10% and try to reduce 20% way. And in cutting cost in all the cases, reducing another 10%, which means that if the actual price they decided as what, 700 rupees, then they can redevise as what, 70 rupees. And once again, the respondent, those who responded for reduction in price, can be visited and can be reviewed. And altogether, the reanalysis says 78% people are accepting for the new revised price of 70 rupees. In that case also, the company can go in for launching the product in a step-by-step manner. Suppose only 40% initial acceptance and revising cases says that still it is the other side, as well as the rejection is based on the flavor and size, etc., etc. The company has to stop time being of introducing new products. The company should go in for reworking. The company should go in for getting more information from the customer end and try to modify the product, and they can think of in the near future to launch a product. So this is the strength of statistics, how it is going to be useful in the new products. So statistical analysis are going to be helpful for business people in order to reduce the risk and increase their profit ratings. Likewise, decision making can be visualized in a two different fashion. One is called deterministic. The other one is called non-deterministic. Whenever if you want to make a decision for any particular situation, we require input information for the points in and around the decision to be taken. Whenever, if all the inputs are available for a particular decision making situation, the decision making analysis of it is what? Deterministic case. Say, for example, a manufacturing product, I want to minimize my cost. So I should know the manufacturing formula, the cost, the available raw materials, the demand, the profit level, likewise, etc. When all these elements are available, I can go in for making decision. This is called a deterministic case. The example what I quoted previously, launching a new product. I don't know the pulse of the customer. So without the pulse of the customer, I'm going to make a decision. That is called what? Decision making under uncertainty. Means the decision what I'm going to make is going to contain certain type of error. So the main aim is to minimize that error or to minimize the risk involved. This is called what? Decision is going to take under uncertainty. It is not a structured one. The decision structure is what? Called referred as a ill-structured one. Ill-structured one. So whenever the decision-making situation comes under uncertainty, say for example, can we say the new existing injection given for coronavirus is going to be fruitful? Still it is, the study is going on. Okay, for analysis purpose, come to a conclusion of introducing any set of injections, right? That is based on statistical applications. We majorly use a chi-square analysis for these kind of decision-making situations. Likewise, what? We have many different sort of situations is available for business people to make use of statistical applications. So what are the different phases available? Study design, data collection, data analysis, and action. This is a sequence. Study design, data collection, data analysis, and act on results. I'll explain to you soon with a new flow chart, right? Please wait. Yeah, here it is a case. We are going for, in any concern, if any problem is raised, any business problem is raised, then the managing director or the topmost person or CEO will call the corresponding statistical analyst, and they'll throw the problem to them. In the study design phase, the manager who is responsible for making decision will be defining the problem to the statistical analyst. What is the work of the analyst? They'll go through the problem very carefully. They will design the population status, the sample status, and they should give a different sort of alternative strategies. They should work it on different sort of alternate strategies. Strategy means what? Moving, taking a decision in a different way, different fashion. See, the problem is over with the manager. He defines the problem. Then statisticians are developing alternative strategies, and these alternatives are evaluated by both manager as well as the statisticians. And the final version is available in the hands of a manager. He is going to select the strategy. For example, regarding selection of population, selection of the sample, and what sort of statistical analysis must be utilized, likewise the time period for evaluation, etc., etc. Because cost is involved, time is involved. Whenever if the decision taken for a new product is going to be delayed by these people, set of people, and the neighboring company, the rival company, can go in for introducing the product. If the other company introduces the product, then the total study is going to be so time and the cost must be considered very properly here. Must be optimized very properly. And after selecting the strategy, manager is going to approve the strategy. So he is going to approve. Yes, you can proceed in this way. Likewise, you can proceed this way. Likewise. The second is what? A data collection. Everything lies based on the research analyst or marketing research analyst available in every company. Okay, they have to do the data collection phase. So these are all the work done by the statisticians. Okay. They design the sampling procedure and they are measuring, they should measure and record all the information. Data analysis once again lies with the experts. Analyze the data, determine its reliability. Before analyzing, we should verify whether the data collected is right or the otherwise. Then they should communicate the analysis report to the top official and action phase. Decision will be taken by the manager. So this is the procedural aspect, how one can think of statistical tools are utilized in the business decision-making process. So the top official defines a problem, experts designing alternatives, a different method of attacking the problem will be evaluated carefully, and best strategy will be selected, and it is approved by the manager, and data collection phase is done by the analyst, and data analysis phase is done by the analyst completely, and he is forwarding the results, and manager is going to take results, decision, and according to the decision they are going to act. This is what happens whether the problem is a miniature or complex or moderate in any sort of industry. And these are all the another case of application, government policies, business policies, etc., etc. Limitations, they deal only with the mass data and throw light on the characteristics of the entire group. Based on single data, it is not possible for us to study the complete case. The mean mark by class does not reveal the intelligence of its best student. Is it okay? Based on a single case, it is not possible. A single statistic cannot determine the value of a group. It should be confirmed by other statistics and evidences. If two companies, say A and B, had the same profit this year, but the company A have had a higher profit last year, and the other had a lower profit. Previous A is good and B is not okay, comparing A. This situation doesn't imply that the company B is progressing and that the company A is declining. This is profit alone does not show it. So in order to make any kind of conclusions based on statistical data, we should study their whole background and all the related data. Means what? At least for the period of 10 years, we collect the data regarding company A and company B's profit and try to set, analyze, and conclude whether company A is good or B is good like this. I said already, quantitative data can be analyzed for a qualitative facts like culture, friendship, health, skill, pessimism or honesty, etc., etc. We have to convert into a quantitative elements, then we have to go in for. That's what we are going for. 5 scales or 4 scales likewise. They are scaling. And we go in for proceeding furthermore. So statistical methods must be handled by only experts. Because what? I told you already, the population must be selected properly, the sample should be selected properly, the question should be designed very, very properly likewise. For example, I'm looking for a population, I'm looking for a product to be introduced only for teenagers. I cannot consider the person more than 30 years or more than 40 years or more than 50 years. Likewise. statistical methods are a double-edged weapon and must be handled only by experts. If anyone takes decision with a lack of expertise in statistics, it may lead to the wrong conclusion. So the major role played here is what? Selection of population and selection of sample and selection of proper statistical tool for making decisions. So these cases, these things can be done only by the experts very appropriately. That's why what? It is referred as what? Double-edged weapon. If the population sample are not taken proper, what else the decision that you are going to take will land in the otherwise things. So here I'm going to discuss, especially only with the 4 elements, the need for coefficient variation in the analysis cases, the need for correlation analysis, correlation regression analysis, the need for normal application, and with the chi-square. Because we know statistics is an ocean. With a limited 1 hour time period, already that we spent 35 minutes for the introduction and where all that we are applying, the way of application of statistical tools in business, and what are the problems is involving in those fields that we have seen for the past 35 minutes. Now I'm going to give few highlights about the application side, and the rest that I'll leave it in your hands too. What is the need for this relative measure of dispersion, referred as a coefficient of variation? So one should not think otherwise. I'm going to consider once again a data pertaining students, because in order to give a more impact, okay, I'm going to pose a question now. As per the Carl Pearson, the statistic behind the screen, it is a percentage variation in the mean. It helps in comparing the populations or samples having different means and different standard deviations. Coefficient of variation is defined as what? The formula is what? Standard deviation by arithmetic mean multiplied by 100. This is a formula. It's a percentage variation. Now the question is posed to you people. Thought-provoking question. Will it be sufficient to consider only the arithmetic mean value for making decision about the groups considered? We know we studied many varieties of arithmetic means to be evaluated. Mean, median, mode, harmonic mean, geometric mean, likewise. My question is, will it be sufficient for us to consider only arithmetic mean in order to judge a group? If you say yes, you are wrong. Please wait a minute. Consider the marks secured by 6 students. Suppose a class average is 50. Can we say the class is okay? See, before giving the marks, we may say somewhat okay, but after seeing the mark, we cannot. Say 3 secured centum and 3 secured 0. Average is 50. If we take any decision about the group with the average, the answer will be the otherwise. The class is not a homogeneous, it's a heterogeneous group. So for this, what we have to do, evaluate mean and standard deviation as well as evaluate coefficient variation to decide. So here mean is 50, SD is also 50, and the quality value is 100%. Means what? Variation among the data quality is 100%, which means that the group is not homogeneous. Means what? The answer should be the class is not okay. So if anyone is evaluating in business arena by considering the average sales of a company, it will mislead. So consider the sales for a company for at least 10 years, evaluate the mean and the standard deviation, and evaluate the fraction variation, and compare. The result analysis based on the research communicates that what? CV can be up to 10% to say the group is okay. Okay, so CV should not exceed more than 10%. The group is not okay, finally. So for business application, we consider two different sorts of refrigerators, type A, type B. The maximum lifetime is 12 years. Each that we have 60 numbers. The lifetime is evaluated. So for example, type A, the lifetime is what? Up to 2 years 5, up to 4 years 16, up to 6 years 13, up to 8 years 7, then up to 10 years 5, and up to 12 years 4. This is status quo of the refrigerators of company A. This is status quo of the refrigerators of a company B. Now we want to decide which company that I should go in for, either A or a B. Either A or a B. The process goes like this. This is a continuous case because data set is what? A continuous data. 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. Evaluate the mean and the standard deviation and the CV for A and B as usual process. And we can have a comparison case here. This is a process of evaluating. In each case that in each case that we have 50 refrigerators of type A and type B, and evaluate it with the same process, right? And regarding type A, average life is what? 5.13 years. Standard deviation is what? 2.81 years. Means what? Average life. Type A on an average works for 5 years properly. SD is what? 2.81 years. And coefficient variation is what? 32.81%. Like B, average is 6.16 years. SD is 1.49 years. And CV is 24.19. Now I have to make a conclusion. Which one is best, A or B? Coefficient variation here is 24.19%. And for A, it is 32.81%. So comparatively, CV for B is less. So answer is, you can go in for purchasing company B to have a longer life period. And also the variation of life period in company B is higher side when you compare with A. So go in for B. So next we are moving on to correlation as well as regression, the application. These are the fundamental cases. Study related to 2 or more variables. If it is 2 variables, call as bivariate analysis, simple correlation. If it is of 3 or more variables, call as a multivariate analysis or multiple correlation, etc. The value of a correlation lies with -1 to +1 as usual. If it is towards 1, there is a positive relation. If it is otherwise, it is a negative relation. If it is 0, we cannot judge anything, neither related nor the otherwise. The formula is this. Correlation coefficient is defined as what? Covariance of xy divided by standard deviation x into standard deviation y. This is the formula. And mainly used to study about whether the 2 elements are related. Whether the 2 variables under study are related. Otherwise, whether they are dependent or whether they are independent. Okay. So, consider problem: a personal manager of an electronic manufacturing company devises a new manual dexterity test for job applicants to predict their production rating in the assembly department. In order to do this, he selects a random sample of 10 applicants. They are given the test and later assign a production rating. The results are as follows. So, a production department needs a personnel for manufacturing. So, before selection of person, they are conducting a test related to manufacturing technology. And the test result is given below. The test score and the production rating is provided here. And we want to judge whether the test scores made by the employee, made by the applicants are closely associated with the production rating. This is a discrete set here. Evaluate. This is the test score of A, 53, 45, 36, 43 likewise. So evaluate the correlation coefficient. As usual process, we know the formulas and other things. R is 0.97, which means that there is a association of 97% existing between the test score and the production rating. So, which means that the association is highly positive. So, the manager make use of both for selection criteria. That's the meaning here. So, this is a way of correlation analysis going to be helpful. And we have many distributions. And what is the applications of normal distribution? We have a binomial, we have Poisson, etc., etc. What is the limitations of binomial? The size is finite and discrete. Poisson, discrete, size is infinite. And we cannot consider all distribution, all data sets as discrete only. In real situation, most of the cases are continuous. So we require a distribution for which, as an example category, we make use of a normal. Right? Normal distribution application we can see here. This is a basic definition of a normal distribution, where mu is arithmetic mean, sigma is standard deviation. And this is the bell-shaped curve. This point is the average point variance part, the mean, median, mode of elements must be equal. If it is so, it follows a normal distribution. And this is the percentage area in which lies under normal curve. Mu plus or minus sigma is 68.3%, mu plus or minus 2 sigma is 98.5%, mu plus or minus 3 sigma is 99.7%, approximately 100%, the entire case. Within this range, what entire data set lies. And we know standard normal distribution with the mean 0 and the variance 1. Now, question is raised, why always for going for a business application, right? For any kind of application, we require a standard normal distribution. Okay, here we know very well it lies between minus infinity plus infinity. With the infinite cases, it is not possible for us to make a steady. So, we standardize the distribution by using the concept Z equals to x minus b by sigma, in which the infinite range is reduced to minus 3 to plus 3. Only for a deterministic purpose of making use of normal for any sort of application, we consider standard normal distribution. We approximate infinite interval minus 2 plus infinity variable, random variable x lies into the continuous random variable into the closure range Z belongs to the interval minus 3 to plus 3. So this is the range of values of the statistical table for a standard normal variate. how that we are evaluating? When the range is from 0 to 1, the probability of P of Z lies from 0 to 1 is going to be 0.3413. Otherwise, what? 34.13%. That's what we conclude from the graph. So this is a parameter. Mean, median, mode must be equal. Skewness 0, curvature 0. This is one live application. A sample of 100 dry battery cells tested to find the length of life produced the following results. The average time of lifetime is going to be 12 hours. The standard deviation is going to be 3 hours. Sample size is going to be 100. So it is more than 30. It's a large sample test. So we are given with 100 battery cells. With the arithmetic mean of life is going to be 12 hours, and standard is going to be 3 hours. And I want to answer the questions. What is the chance for selected battery to have lifetime more than 15 hours, and lifetime less than 6 hours, and the lifetime between 10 to 14 hours? This is a case that I would evaluate. So we'll deal one by one. And what is the chance for more than 15 hours of a selected battery cell? So given X as 15, try to evaluate what is the standard normal varied Z value. Computed as what? X minus mu by sigma. So mu is 12 and sigma is 3. We evaluate as 1. The chance for exceeding 15 hours is referred by probability of X is more than 15. It's nothing but probability of Z is more than 1, because when X is 15, your Z is 1. So Z is more than 1. Okay. So Z more than 1. Go to the graph here. Z more than 1. Because Z is what? Minus 3 to plus 3. Z more than 1. I talk about. We need this area. This is a probability. Chance. So in order to evaluate the probability for Z is more than 1, we know in a normal curve, from 0 to 3 it is 0.5, from 0 to minus 3 to 0 it is going to be 0.5. So we evaluate what is this region. 0 to 3 is going to be 0.5, and we can get what is 0 to 1 from the table. And when you subtract 0.5 from this probability value of 0.0 to 1, we get the original. Right. So that's why we are here. 0.5 minus area under 0 to 1. So from the table, so what's the value? 0.3413. 0.1, right? So 1.0 here. So 1.0 deflection 0, which is going to be 0.3413. So we make use of that value here. Okay, 0. Minus this value. So probability of X more than 15 is going to be 0.1587, which means that among the given 100 lots of battery cells, the chance for the life period of a selected single battery to exceed 15 hours of lifetime is going to be 0.1587. Otherwise, approximately there is a 16% chance. This is regarding selected 1. If raise a question otherwise, how many batteries will have lifetime of more than 15 hours in the lot of 100? Very simple. Probability into the size. So 0.1587 into 100 will lead to 15.87, which means that approximately 16 batteries can have a lifetime of more than 15 hours. That is a solution for the case. Very similarly, one can think of what is the chance for 6 hours. Okay, when Z is minus 2, so probably Z is less than minus 2, it ranges to, going for simple application, it is for 0.0228. So for a selected battery to have lifetime less than 6 hours, what? 0.0228, or to 2.28% chance for a lifetime is less than 6 hours. 6 hours. Out of 100 into 100 leads to what? Approximately 2 batteries will have a lifetime like this. And this is a corresponding explanation graph. And for chance of between 10 to 14, evaluate for Z, for evaluate for 14. For both the cases, it is minus 0.67 to 0.67. It is symmetry. It is going to be 0.4972. Means what? Approximately, there is a 50% chance for a lifetime of a selected battery to have between 10 to 14. Otherwise, out of 100, 50 batteries will have a lifetime between 10 to 14. Okay, this is the final answer. More than 15 hours, it's going to be 0.1587, 16 batteries. Less than 6 hours, 3 batteries, approximate. And between these 10 to 14 hours, approximately 50. This is a solution for the application of numeric, the normal distribution. And the chi-square very much used for many purposes. Many non-mathematician enjoys life here with the chi-square because of it is a non-parametric process. This is a situation. 2,000 members are selected to testify a specific medicine regarding effectiveness. So we have two different groups, a group with a medicine, group with a non-medicine. Among 2,000, only 500 members given that medicine, called the medicated group. 1,500 is referred as a non-medicated group. Then after taking medicine, members affected. This is vaccine particularly about the TB. After taking medicine, affected is 31. After taking medicine, not affected 369. In the non-medical group, 185 affected, 1,350 is not affected. With this data, I want to know whether this medicine is quite effective to the particular disease. In the same manner, only they have gone for coronavirus. How the injection is quite effective, the vaccine is quite effective for the cases. So this is the data provided to me. 2,500 is medical group, 1,100 is non-medical group. Among 500, 31 is affected, 460 not affected. The non-medical group, 185 is affected, 1,315 is not affected. Now we want to evaluate whether it is medicine is quite effective to the disease. So you know the process of evaluation. Okay, here number of row is 2, number of column is 2. Okay, overall is going to be 2,000. This is the degrees of freedom that we are going for. Then there's a process how we are going to evaluate. Right? From the hypothesis, it's not the null hypothesis is what? The medicine and the disease are independent. Assumption is what? Medicine is not effective. What is H1? Alternate. It is effective. This is a statistical measure I am going to evaluate. That's the data. Next step is what? Framing the hypothesis, defining the test statistics, evaluate the process, and the significance level from the table. Alpha is what? The percentage of error we are accepting, and B is the degrees of freedom. Here it is what? Number of row minus 1 into number of column minus 1, it is 1. I'm allowing 5% error. So from the statistical table of chi-square, it is referred as what? 3.84. This is what? T mean chi-square table value. And I'm evaluating the process. It is 14.64, the chi-square calculated, and compare this chi-square calculated with the table value. For any sort of application, always calculated value must be well within the table value. Here table value is 3.84, the computed value is 14.64. So it is a higher side. So we reject the hypothesis, which means that the medicine is quite effective with the disease. This is what that we are going to have an applications regarding this particular situation concern. So likewise, we can go in for more number of applications variety. Due to want of time that I restrict myself with a limited application, as well as more of our today's members joined is in the student community. My main aim is what? Anything that what I'm going to discuss should reach the student community very properly, to reach the audience properly. So I limited my study or my explanation part by considering a simple concept, how it is useful in the business. And whenever if it is needed any further ideas, you can refer my textbook on Statistics for Business, published by CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group, which is available. I discussed almost all the applications related to the business. It is a self-explained textbook. It is very much useful for you people. Thank you very much for your attention towards my lecture. Then any more questions, please? So we have a very varied elements available here. So many areas a day. Right? It is a vast area. Statistics is very vast area. Kindly refer my text. So many books are available. I'm referring my text because it is not the case of that I'm pressurizing on my own text. So I've made concepts very easy. It's a lucid textbook. Learner can learn things very properly and easily understand the concepts with a lot of business applications. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from the audience side?
Participants, if you have any queries, please interact with our resource person. Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Mr. Alagaraja, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, to convey vote of thanks.
1 minute, madam, in between.
Yes, sir.
Once again, I'd like to thank the chairman, vice chairman, secretary, principal, and Professor D. Rajendra Kumar of KS Rangaswamy College of Arts and Science, Tiruchengodu, for giving me a wonderful opportunity to discuss with more than 100 participants in the webinar, in the live show, in the online case. Thank you very much for your efforts and best wishes for all the student participants as well as the professors for their entire bright future, and wish you a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, one and all present here. It's great pleasure to deliver my vote of thanks. I would like to thank Lion Dr. K.S. Rangaswamy MJF, Chairman, KSR Educational Institution, and Mr. R. Srinivasan, Vice Chairman, KSR Educational Institution, and Mrs. Kavita Srinivasan, Executive Directors, KSR Educational Institution, and beloved our Principal, Dr. Radhakrishnan, K.S. Rangaswamy College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Tiruchengodu. And I would like to thank our resource person, Mr. P. Mariappan, Head and Associate Principal, Bishopar College, Trichy. We have a special thanks to our resource person to spare his valuable time to deliver a speech on his webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I like to thank our Head of the Department, Mr. T. Rajendra Kumar, KSR College of Autonomous, Tiruchengodu. Last but not least, very special thanks to dear participants, faculty members, and the students from various colleges. Thank you. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, feedback link will send to the registered email ID. I request you to fill it on or before today at 8 p.m. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, sir. Sir, shall we wind up the session, sir?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
Jenny. Jenny. Christy, what's your name? Ranga.
Sir, like the joining house.
You doing what I said. என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா அது எல்லாருக்கும் நீங்க லெக்சர் பார்க்கணும்.
Case start on the PPT.
இல்லம்மா நீ மார்னிங் வந்து என்ன அது பாருங்க என்ன இருக்கு பாருங்க வாங்க வரப்போது எடுத்து வந்தாங்க பேப்பர் எடுத்து வந்தாங்க பேப்பர் போடுறாங்க.
அது வந்து சிஸ்டம்ல காப்பி பண்ணிருக்கோமா சார்? எங்க சார் அது போய் சுடுதண்ணி இன்னும் ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா இருக்கு.
Madam.